it, but for the most part, it's been good. Generally, I don't get angry emails. I do get a lot of sad emails. Like when Martin and Dora broke up, I got a lot of people like, my girlfriend just dumped me today. Thanks. I'm like, I got an email actually just this morning from a guy who was like, listen, sucker. The day you had Martin and Dora break up, my girlfriend dumped me. Okay. This Martin and Padma bullshit, I just went through that. What the fuck? I'm sorry, I'm just stalking you, but I didn't think you would notice. So I get a lot of stuff, or like, how could you have them get together? Or when or say Martin gonna get together? Or like, Martin's shirt's the wrong color. So I get stuff like that, but I don't generally get like 8 hours. I get maybe like 5 or 6 hours. And those get deleted. Or they just get replied to with a ball. That makes them real mad. I'm sorry? Mostly, I've got maybe like 20 emails and then about 300 tweets. Yeah. It's not as bad as when I make spelling errors. Spelling errors is the worst. Because all of those fuckers think they're like, Lord fucking English language, and they don't know how to read. They're like, excuse me, you spelled always with a T, and I'm like, yes, I know. I type them out manually. So yeah, I hate spelling errors. Those are the worst. Because then I have to go in and fix the whole damn file and re-upload it. My job is so hard. Yeah, that's the famous George R.R. Martin is not your bitch argument. Which is true to some extent, but at the same time, I do try to spell right. It's important. But yeah, fuck the pedantic people, I hate them. Except when they buy my shirts, then I love them. Especially the one that's misspelled. I find that ironic. I don't know, like that's been out of print for so long. I may like reintroduce like a UC classic line or whatever, but I really need it. Like it's been like over a year since I've really done like serious feature design, so I need to get back into that. I'm sure that'll be some stuff.
What's the most stalker email you've ever got?
Oh God, which one?
Not a good start.
The really good ones are the ones from people who are like, I saw you on the street today, but I didn't come say hi because I thought that would be weird. So I just emailed you about it instead. It's a little weird. But like most of the time it's cool because it's, you know, you feel like, I was saying this earlier, you feel like a little bit of a celebrity when, I feel like a lot of a celebrity right now, but like I've had people just randomly bump into me on the street and be like, are you Jeff? And I'm like, I'm a Jeff. You know, that's really fun. But the great thing about internet celebrity is that you can kind of turn it off, you know. Aside from all of you weirdos, when I go walking down the street, nobody knows who I am and I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, it's always funny and fun.
Talking about spelling, shouldn't there be like an E on?
Is there a misspelling on that? What's the misspelling?
Isn't volcano spelt with an E? E-S?
Not in America.
Oh, okay. My bad.
What?
Volcano.
Super volcanoes on
Nope,
the Maury shirt.
No, it's one of those weird American things where we don't want your stupid extraneous vowels and colors in our armors.
It's Volcanos. That sounds like a Nordic god.
I'm the Greek god Volcanos. I am god of butts.
Have you ever thought about like getting a band behind you and actually releasing a musical show?
Yes, absolutely. I would so love to play Death Mole live. Maybe I have a bunch of friends who are musicians, and we're thinking maybe for the next webcomics weekend, whenever that happens, we might play a show, and then hopefully that'll get recorded and people can actually see it, you know, on the internet and stuff. I love doing that. I mean, it's funny because that's what I went to school for. I have a music degree of all things, so it's really ironic that I'm doing that as a hobby, and I'm doing art, which was my hobby, as my job now. It's funny how things work out, I guess.
What are your favorite webcomics?
Oh, good question. I think probably my very favorite comic right now, because it does change over time, is actually Ogloss. It's just so good. It's A, it's fucking hysterical, and B, it actually manages to be sexy without being creepy, which is really, really hard to do. There are plenty of porn comics out there, and most of them are just so gross. But Ogloff is just really funny and positive and great. So I love Ogloff. I love Girls with Slingshots is really good. XKCD, MS Paint Adventures, even though I have no idea what's going on in that. I don't think even Andrew does at this point. Yeah, everything I link on my site I really like. I do really the only comics that I read every time they update are probably Ogloff and Overcompensating, Jeffrey Roldan's Diary strip, and Dinosaur Comics, XKCD, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a few. But then I read probably 30 or 40 total that I just like to read big chunks. I'll wait a month and then I have a whole month's worth to read all at once. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff out there. It's a very good time to be on the internet and making and reading comics.
Speaking of big chunks of sweet comics, have you ever thought about releasing an omnibus after you finish
That's pretty much the plan. I mean, we're doing them in batches of 300. We're at 600 now to 2,000. So it's going to be probably 4 or 5 more volumes before I'm even caught up, which is, going to be a couple years from now. But at that point, I would like to start offering a bigger collection of maybe 500 or 1,000 strips and, be able to do it that way. It's tricky because my comics are so big and tall that they're really hard to fit into a book. We found a format that works pretty well, but that was definitely, that was what kept me from doing a book for so many years. It's just how am I going to fit these things that look great in an internet browser, but look really weird if I had a book that's 24 inches high and 6 inches wide.
now? Is it 1 week worth?
Yeah. Or I could just print them life-size and they would be 6 feet high and it'd cost $1,000 a book and I could retire. I should do a deluxe version that I just print myself. I've touched every page. That'll be $5,000. Now you see the true mercenary nature of webcomics. How do I make that money? Where am I going to get it? In the back. Oh God. Well, as I was saying, I'm really lucky in that living in Western Massachusetts where I do, we've got a nice group of fellow cartoonists in the town where I live. So I get to hang out with Jeph Roland pretty often, and Casey Green, and there's so many of them now I can't even. There's a whole bunch of us there. The people that I generally have spend the most time with, it probably Sam Logan and Danielle Corsetto from Girls with Slingshots, or Randy Milholland is a total sweetheart, and I'm gonna gay marry him someday. Christy's okay with that. So, yeah, I mean, the vast majority of us get along really well, and I think the main reason a lot of us do comics conventions is that so we can hang out, because we're spread out literally all over the world. So it's very hard to find people who